Warning. What follows is a bit of a rant regarding an ongoing TTRPG project. All opinions and thoughts expressed are my own and based purely on information presented. There is no financial advice to be found here. I do not guarantee any suppositions or conclusions are correct. Invest at your own risk. Alright, hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games and forgotten settings the roll the dice they deserve. I am your host, Game Master George, and if you've watched this channel for long enough, then you've probably gotten the impression that, well, I try to like things. Generally speaking, I try to come at new things with a positive attitude. I want to try to find the best in things. There are exceptions, of course. Obviously, if you've been watching any of my Dark Souls stuff, you know that I am disappointed with that product, but I still, if you go back and watch, came into it with an open mind and some hope toward it. Today, I unfortunately am not finding much hope. In just a few days, NFTs are coming to Dungeons and Dragons. That's right, on March 30th, the Glimmering will finally be minting its first run. Now, I am not, generally speaking, a fan of NFTs. I don't mind the crypto space. I don't mind the idea of the blockchain, but I have yet to see any implementation of NFTs in video games that adds anything to the experience. The idea of NFTs saving this game, of being able to play to earn, it tempts these people into these games, takes them for everything that they have in some cases, and gives them nothing back. If you've watched CoffeeZilla, if you've watched Kira, which I'm sure many of you have, then you know what I'm talking about. You know that this is a constant problem in the crypto space. But now, it's coming into my house. The Glimmering first came across my desk a few months ago when I heard about it as NFT player characters and adventures, and I thought about addressing it then, and then it kind of fell off of my radar for a little while, but it just popped up in my feed again, so I figured, let's remedy that. Let's take a look at the Glimmering. Here we have the Glimmering website, the world's first 5e TTRPG on the blockchain, launching March 30th, 2023. So right off the bat, here's what we have. We have this idea of play to earn. This is the same thing that's been sold in the video game space for quite a while, and I don't know of an example where it worked. The idea is just make an NFT in the game. The crypto bros are going to come in, they're going to buy it up, they're going to send these prices skyrocketing, and then, well, they don't care about the game. They just care about watching the prices soar. Slap together a little something, and yeah, we'll figure it out along the way. Here, they're coming in skipping a bit. Rather than needing to create their own game, they are just using the 5e engine. So the idea here, based on this advertisement, is that you will mint your character. You're going to pay for a character. You're then going to find games through their portal. Presumably, you will then hire that game master, pay to join their table, and then that will translate into your character earning rewards, which are then added to your character on the blockchain, making sure that you're saving your progress. You can then join another table and another table and another table, and your character grows and grows and grows, and through playing, your character becomes more valuable. You can then resell your character to somebody else, make money, and then start it all again if you choose. At least, that's the only way that I can see the players being able to actually get something out of this, other than gameplay, which they could get without the blockchain. But let's see what else they've got here. Same game, new campaign on the blockchain. The Glimmering is the world's first 5e TTRPG on the blockchain. Whether you're a noob or a seasoned pro, the Glimmering has an adventure waiting for you. Okay, let's see how far down we can actually go down this page before it actually tells us anything of worth. But beware, the Glimmering is also a gate to another plane, a place of darkness, terror, and strange vistas. It is home to otherworldly creatures that you must rally to fight against as you rise through the Moonstone Empire. So kick down the door and take what's yours. So what do we have here? We have a description of a campaign. You could get that without the blockchain, so still waiting to hear how the blockchain actually contributes to this. Okay, experience the Glimmering. Here we go. Step 1, mint your hero. Beginning March 30th, 2023, you can mint a hero from our Genesis collection of playable characters. In order to mint, you need to be on our allow list. To earn your spot, join our Discord, play the game, and get involved in the community today. Find a game. Once you mint a hero, head to Play Gripnr and explore a whole new way to adventure on our play platform. What? How is this a whole new way to adventure? Okay, let's... benefit of the doubt. I'm coming at this with a very negative angle, and I need to stop doing that. If this actually contributes something good, some new idea, okay. I like liking things. I like when people like things. Even if they're things that I don't like, it still makes me happy. And I'm going to try to actually come at this with a little bit more of an open angle moving forward. Because that's only fair. Okay, so we explore a whole new way to adventure on our play platform. Search for a game to play in the hall, select your character, connect with your favorite certified game masters and players, and play the game. The best part is, all your progress is recorded on-chain. I don't actually see the whole new way to adventure. Is the only new thing that's being added here literally the blockchain? So rather than having just a database of character sheets like you have with, I assume, Adventurer League, or just, you know, the social contract of playing with your friends or even a GM that you've hired and not cheating stuff into your character, instead you have the blockchain to back it up to prove that you really have what you have. Otherwise, searching for a game to play in the hall, there's plenty of websites that you can go to try to find a game. Select your character. Okay, that's nothing. Connect with your favorite certified game master. What is certified? What does certification mean? Create and be rewarded. NFT holders and GMs have the ability to help shape the world of the Glimmering. By creating content and adventures that others can experience on our platform, you will receive royalties when your content is played and recorded on-chain. So what they're saying, and this could actually be a point of differentiation, what they're saying is that not only will the players be earning when they are advancing their character, the person who made the adventure that the players are going through will get a royalty, I guess, from the fee that was paid to play the game? Innovation for Game Masters. For Game Masters, our play platform will offer a more seamless, rewarding, and collaborative experience than ever before. You'll be able to play test your own subplots and receive feedback. Get paid for the time you put into preparing for games and giving players the time of their life. Plus, you'll take part in your fair share of the rewards of the game outcomes. Gold and treasure. So the game... Okay. First off, let me just say one thing right here. I have no problem with game masters getting paid. I have been a game master for a long time, and I know firsthand how much work a game master can put into the game. I have never been paid to be a game master. Not that I would turn it down if I was. There are ways for game masters to be paid. It's actually become a pretty common thing for people to pay game masters for games online. The difference is that when you're paying Game Master like that, you're paying for the experience of playing. And the Game Master is getting the same amount no matter what happens. So there's no incentive to go easy or hard on the players, just to play the game. Because they're getting the same amount of money whether the party TPKs or advances the story and gets massive riches. Here, however, the Game Masters are getting a share of the game's outcomes, gold and treasure. So doesn't this promote game masters inflating the treasure that they're giving out? Now, they do mention that there's a certification process, so I'm assuming that there is some monitoring of what the game masters are doing to make sure that they're not hyperinflating character values, and thus how much they're getting back themselves. It doesn't need to be hyperinflation. Just a few extra gold here or there over a course of many adventures can really add up. Let's say that you're running your group through a 10-adventure campaign. If you just up those rewards by like 5% over what they normally would get, you know, well within the variance of a dice roll, it's not that much per adventure. But by the end, you've gotten 50% more value from that adventure series than you should have. And assuming that this explodes like they clearly would want it to, who's going to be going through and checking for little 5% variances? And again, if you're rolling randomly for treasure, that 5% is easily explainable by a dice roll. Oh yeah, you know, they just got really lucky on their dice rolls. I don't know how they managed to get in the upper quarter of all of their rewards. The GMs are incentivized by this program to make your players succeed and to reward them more handsomely for doing so. And NFT holder rewards, treasure, gold, weapons, and armor airdropped right to your wallet after game sessions, as well as fungible token is coming soon. NFT holders are guaranteed access to all future projects built on the Gripnr protocol, not to mention all the killer art prints, miniatures, and other collectibles the art team will design. That means nothing. That means literally nothing. Phase 2, NFT heroes. So right off the bat, we see exactly what these NFT hero portraits are. They're just like we've seen with every other NFT. It's a bunch of little assets that are then smushed together in random ways in order to make something unique. Every character has the same pose. Now I'll admit, some of these are pretty cool. This is a cool design. There appears to be nothing overly unique about the... Oh, wait! We've got a slightly different arm position here. Look at that. Alright, we've got 12 classes, 8 ancestries, 43,000 hand-drawn pieces. No, you do not have 43,000 hand-drawn pieces of art. Come on. Well, maybe you do. Wait, no. 100 plus art attributes? What? What does that mean? What's the difference? Chainlink verifiable randomness, Polygon blockchain, mint price 200 Matic. How much is 250 Matic? How much is that? How much will it cost to play this game? Convert Matic to dollar, Polygon. $273. Jesus. So to get a character to play, you have to pay $275. So we have ancestries, cool. We've got Dragonborn. Got dwarves. We've got elves that look exactly the same as dwarves in terms of, you know, pose. You've got gnomes. It's all, oh my god. Why? Why do the halflings have gigantic heads and hands? What kind of design choice was that? Okay. Haha, there we go. The exact same. We can see in this arm design, look at the muscles right here. We go over to the human. It's exactly the same pose, exactly the same design. And we just got the normal-sized hands instead of the massive ham fists. This does not make it seem like there are 43,000 uniquely hand-drawn things. What it seems like is those 100-plus art whatever they called them are the individual pieces that make up the collection. And then when you combine those, admittedly probably hand-drawn individual bits, they get made into 43,000 unique combinations, or whatever it is. And that, because each of the individual pieces were hand-drawn, makes it a hand-drawn piece of art, technically speaking. Aha, so the background represents the class. Oh, no, really? Same shield on... No, oh, no, not the same shield. These incredibly unique pieces of art. I see that my thing of trying to be positive did not last longer. I'm sorry. Crypto bros, get out of here. Leave your dislike. I don't care. This incredibly unique bit of hand-drawn artwork is the same shield over and over with a slightly different symbol. Cool. Bad example, folks. Druids. Oh, look at that. Come on. You even used the same hammer twice. This is supposed to be your showcase of how unique these pieces of art are gonna be, and you've just, in this one same slide, used the same hammer twice. Admittedly, it's a cool hammer, but if I wanted to use it for one of my characters, I'm just gonna right-click that and take it out and play with a character with it. Ah, monks, all the variety that you're gonna get with monk weapons here. Oh, look at that slightly different closed fists or open palms. Look at that, you know what? Giving them credit, they did actually get more variety in the monk open hand than they did in the hammers for the fighter. Oh, and now we're back to the same thing. Shield, same exact shield in both of those characters. Wait, let's wait for that to go. Is that even the same? No, okay. At least it's got a different right hand weapon. But they do have the same armor with, again, just that slight little different sigil. Oh, hey, the Rangers actually have a little bit of... Wait. Yeah, no, that's the same weapon. Exactly the same. If they truly had 43,000 unique individual bits, there's no way that they would have this many identical images generated. Look, I don't know what, I can't say for certain what they mean by that. If they actually have 43,000 unique little bits and bobs to add into these pieces of art, that's very different for creating unique characters. But what we've seen here with these examples doesn't support that. Again, I didn't make this. I don't know anything. I don't have any inside information here. I'm just looking at what we've got on the sheet here. I really like this thing. This thing is really cool. But I don't need to buy it as an NFT to use it. That's cool. Like, as I said, some of this art is very cool. That's kind of generic. But not worth paying. See what we've got over here. Ooh. Okay, so we can meet the team. Let's take a look at their white paper. The Glimmering, presented by Gripnr. So this is going to tell, this should, in theory, tell us a lot about what they're trying to do here. The world's only 5e on-chain play-to-progress TTRPG played with collectible NFT characters. All right. The abstract. Gripnr is a play-to-progress tabletop role-playing game powered by the Polygon blockchain. Users can play a traditional TTRPG such as 5e. Such as 5e. How much you want to bet there's not going to be a single other system that currently exists represented here? I'd love to see what other games decide to dip their claws willingly into the NFT market. Those are games you will never see highlighted on this channel. Genesis player characters are non-fungible, transferable. That's the problem. I'm sorry, I have to bleep that out. I don't like swearing on this channel. That's the problem right there. Why do you feel like you need to be able to buy your way into a big character? What do you gain by doing that? This isn't a competitive game. This isn't a game where you should be trying to seek advantages over other people. And that's why this doesn't belong in this system. D&D is not a competitive game. It is a cooperative one. Who are you competing against? Who do you need to pay to beat with this advantage? What do you gain from buying a level 16 character except cheating yourself out of the experience of actually playing the game? Who's going to buy this? Do not back this. Don't buy these characters with the idea that you're going to then sell it at a higher price. You will never sell your character. Even if you decide you want to, you will never do it because no one is going to be buying it. And anyone who is going to buy it is someone that's looking to disrupt one of these games. The only reason that I can think of to pay for a high-level character is to then go in and just completely annihilate the lower characters in a game and just disrupt it. There is no reason to buy a high-level D&D character. Okay, game masters get a fair share of the currency, creators get a royalty. In the current system, the classic TTRPG model is not designed to fairly reward contributors for their passion, work, and fun. Okay, I'm not going to argue that. People don't get paid enough for creating good things. Traditional publishing environment, creators are paid upfront fees for their stories, game designs, and art. Have no methods to track sales and potentially royalties for their efforts. Self-publishing platforms also suffer from a similar problem, where creators can receive a cut of initial sales. What? I'm sorry, but this isn't... They're saying, right... Oh my god, I'm getting a rage headache. Self-publishing platforms such as DriveThruRPG also suffer from a similar problem where creatives can receive a cut of initial sales. But once a module or work is published for TTRPG, GMs and players can use the content as much as they want without incremental value returning to the creators themselves. So yeah, one of the problems with D&D that this is looking to solve is the fact that once you buy a module, you can play it as many times as you want without having to pay the creator a second time. Seems like somebody really listened to that Hasbro speech about not monetizing D&D enough.
You know, D&D has never been more popular, and we have really great fans and incredible engagement. But the first thing I saw with it is the brand is really under monetized.
But seriously, this concept, that's like saying, oh, yep, you bought this game, all right. But if you actually want to play any of the missions, you need to drop a little dime here for us, you know, to give back to the creator, the person who wrote that storyline. What? You thought that it was included with the price that you paid for the game? Come on. That's so Web 2. This is disgusting. This is actually appalling. I have no problem with creatives getting what they deserve. I have no problem with people earning. But this is robbery. This is robbery of the players and the game masters. Who's buying the adventure? Is it the player or is it the game master? This creates an ecosystem where, just to talk through this here, the players, they buy a character. It costs them $273. Then in order for them to use that character, they have to pay a game master in order to get into a game, or pay Gripnr. I don't know the exact mechanics of how this is going to work. That game master, then in order to run something for them, needs to create it themselves, which, okay, fine, but I'm going to bet that there are some pretty severe restrictions in place on that. Otherwise, how are they getting their bag, these creators of the game? This is actually making me angry. Finally, players and GMs have no credible way to certify actual gameplay or receive any tangible rewards for their work outside of fun. Fun is the point! That is the reward! What other reward do you want for playing a game? Okay, yeah, you know what? It's a fantastic idea to be able to make money playing games, but it's not realistic. Receive any tangible rewards for their work outside of fun. So, you as the player are going in, you're going questing, and then you're trying to sell your rewards to other players to use in their adventures. Okay, fine. But why? Why is anybody buying it? You completely defeat the purpose of the game. You are turning Dungeons and Dragons into a pay-to-win experience. And right here, they say exactly what undermines the whole thing. Traditional organized play, such as Adventurers League or on-site gameplay at a conference, attempts to provide a framework for certifying gameplay. It does! No method to compare player progress or GM skill. I'm sorry, but tell that to all of the tournaments that have been run at conventions over history. Or GM skill? What does this say about GM skill? So the opportunity is to put gameplay on-chain such that GMs and players can prove the success of this. Success does not mean rewards. Now, for some people, yes, all you care about is getting the fancy stuff at the end of the dungeon. But if that's all you want, then why aren't you just playing a dungeon crawler? Play a video game if all you want is a little cha-ching of extra money going into your digital pocket. But if you're playing to experience story, that's missed here. What they're doing is they are quantifying fun to equal rewards. They're trying to say that if you didn't make some money from it, was it really fun? Did you really do anything? All that story stuff that you went through, all the emotional character development that you had, yeah, that wasn't worth anything because you didn't get any treasure from it. Further, it is not a measure of GM skill to be able to run a dungeon crawl. This might earn me some hate. But a dungeon crawl is fairly easy to run. It's just pure combat, and combat is just pure mechanics. And especially if you're using something that was built by somebody else, you haven't even needed to learn how to create and balance the mechanics yourself. And further, your GM skill is quantified by how much treasure your players earn. So you're incentivized to do badly. This idea of GM skill being measured by the success is flawed at its base. GM skill is not measured by whether your players get tons of treasure. GM skill is measured by the stories that are generated along the way. And some of those can have no tangible reward. Alright, so let's see this world, because the world is what should in theory be selling this, right? A fun, compelling world. Enter the world of Asua, Asua? A large part of the world is dominated by the Moonstone Empire, a nearly millennia-old convergence of rivals that came together to create a state for the benefit of all its people. The Moonstone Empire is a land of high ideals, sometimes tainted by ambition, corruption, and plotting of its enemies. Most of the Empire's people were once the thralls of an ancient, sinister, draconic... This sounds like every single fantasy world ever. Big empire descended from the slaves of dragons. This is incredibly generic so far. The overlying game engine is already existing. Yep, it's whatever. It is what it is. Look, there's no two ways about this. This is creating pay-to-win D&D. You are adventuring to build up your character, to build treasure that you can then try to sell to somebody else who wants to cheat ahead to a higher level. And they don't even have the decency to create something unique here. There is no incentive to play this. It's just 5e. You can find thousands of 5e games online that you could join if you wanted, and for a much cheaper price than $273 just to make a character. Not even to get into a game, just to make a character. If they had brought something unique with the gameplay, if they had some interesting ideas there, this could be a project that was worth looking into. But as it stands, all it is Dungeons and Dragons with the ability to buy and sell gear. Imaginary gear. Tell you what, anyone who wants to, you wanna pay to play D&D? Come on down. Pay me $100, you can make a character in my game. I'll be happy to run you through it. And you know what? I'll only charge you like, let's say $50 a game. We can come in here. I'm sure that's going to be cheaper than what they've got to pay. $100, I'll make a character for you. It'll be random. Sure. Drop it. Look at that. Cheaper than any character you'll get from here. That's like, what is that, a third of the price? Nah, I'm sorry, it's not quite a third. It's more like 40% of the price. Yeah, that you're getting a 60% discount here, folks. Let's take a look at these FAQs. I'm curious what they have to say here. First on-chain yes, this is their first on-chain campaign, releasing 10,000 Genesis NFT heroes with all hand-drawn attributes designed for gameplay. Hand-drawn attributes. Wait, I think that is in fact the terminology that they used to describe the 100 plus pieces. So I think that is confirming that the 43,000 is the 43,000 possible unique combinations of 100 plus pieces of art. Again, this is just based on what they're writing here. This is not something that I know for a fact. Phase 2, offer on-chain play. All game outcomes will be logged on-chain. As your hero levels up, gains XP and treasure, you'll watch them morph over time. It's morphin' time! Sorry. We are ready for the next level of TTRPG play, a world connected through technology, unlocking the keys to imagination across the globe. No, this isn't the key. Well, I'll be curious to know how many of these 10,000 characters actually get minted on the first day, as it's limited to only royalty. So what is the benefit? The explosion of NFTs. No, we haven't. Have you actually completed an adventure? Is your hero really level 12? You shouldn't need to worry about that. Either A, you should be playing with people that you know, that you've made characters together and are playing with. Do you need to own an NFT to play the Glimmering Adventures? Not at all. Okay, that's great. Look, the Glimmering is releasing one-shots and modules that you can play off-chain at any time. But that goes against what they said one of their core goals were. The idea is that not just the characters are NFTs, the adventures are NFTs. That the creators of these adventures are getting paid royalties for when they're played. If they're being played off the blockchain, then how are they getting those royalties? And what are they doing with the well-funded company? No member of the team. Okay. If this is true, and we've seen other companies make this claim before, but if it is true that no member of the team is getting money from this mint, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that they're putting 100% of the money back in. Is it true? Only time's gonna tell there. As we've seen plenty of times where the creators say it's all staying put, but then it gets gambled away on crypto. Some may find that others place a high value on their heroes and wish to sell them. This is exactly a similar... Whoa. Other collectible, be it trading cards or players selling their World of Warcraft and other MMO video game accounts. But that's part of the problem with those games. That's not a good thing in those games. That's a problem. That's not a good thing in those games. You're talking about it as if that is a major thing in their games, that it's a valuable high commodity and it's something to be sought. It's not. It is something that destroys these games. Whatever. Look, the mint's coming in a few days. I urge you not to take part in it. And in truth, you really can't. At this point, you already know if you're going to or not, because you're either on the allow list or you're not. Maybe this entire thing is going to be wonderful for the D&D community. Maybe there is no downside here. Maybe all of my fears about people paying to win at a game that is purely imaginary, with no competitive aspects whatsoever, won't come true. But I can tell you one thing. If you're trying to buy into this to make money by selling your character later, you are not going to succeed. This is not a market that is going to work for. This is not the way you're going to make money from this. People who are going to make money from this are the people who are creating these little drag and drop randomized art assets. The people who make adventures might make a little money, depending on how it actually gets paid out. Alright, I'm going to watch this with morbid curiosity, but there is one thing that this actually put in my head. Something that if I have time, I would actually like to build. Because the idea of creating trackable progress is interesting to me. But I don't think that it's something that belongs to the PCs. I think that this should be used for NPCs and not on the blockchain. See, this has given me a little bit of a vision of an online resource where we could create NPCs, upload them to this library, and then when you need an NPC for your game, you can come on there, you can take a look at all these various characters that have been created and download it. Not pay on the blockchain or anything like that, just grab that character, that information, and then, when you're done using them, upload their adventures back to the system, expanding their story, telling it further, and allowing the next person who comes in to be like, ooh, that's an interesting way that this just went. I'm going to take this character and I'm going to use this little bit of story. And then they upload their experiences. The next person comes in, oh, I don't really like that first bit, but I love where this second bit went. And then they upload their experience. And you have a living library of NPCs that you can come to with mix and matchable stories that people have actually played through. Real history attached to these characters. Anyway, that's something I'd like to build at some point if I have time. Or if you have the time and are smarter than I about this stuff, go right ahead and do it. Have fun. But I think that that could be a really cool resource for people. Anyway, this has been my rant. I don't like getting negative, but God, this just made me angry. Everything about this makes me upset. And look, if this is your bag, if this is something that you are fully endorsing and you're fully behind, go for it. Look, it's nobody's money but your own. It doesn't affect me if you choose to spend your money in this way, so have fun. But please, if you're on the fence about it, don't do it. Don't fall into the same thing that's been bankrupting people in the gaming NFT space. Please. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms, and stay away from NFTs!